We are live. Greetings, my brothers and sisters, my fellow Nigerians, wherever you are, whether in Nigeria or outside Nigeria, or Nigerian living in diaspora. I bring you warm greetings this beautiful Tuesday. As you know, we gather here every Tuesday, 9 p.m. Nigerian time, or 3 p.m. Central time, or 4 p.m. Eastern time, to talk about our weekly show, Nigerian Constitution and Your Rights, or Nigerian Constitution, Know Your Rights. And every week we cover different segment of the Constitution, or we cover certain questions about the Constitution, so that we enable our brothers and sisters understand their rights as citizens or residents of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And today's topic is, does Nigerians have right to dignity of human person? Again, the topic is, does Nigerians have right to dignity of human persons? Uh, it's part of the series that started last Tuesday. Remember, last Tuesday we started a series covering the 14 fundamental human rights of Nigerians, or 14 fundamental rights of Nigerians. So Nigerians have 14 fundamental rights, and this can be found in Chapter 4 of the Federal Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended. So, and it is seen in the section 33 through section 46. We have covered one of those fundamental rights of Nigerian last Tuesday, which borders on right to life. And today we're going a bit further, covering section 34, which covers of right to dignity of human persons. Right to dignity of human persons. So I'm supposed to have a guest today, so hopefully she joins us as the show go on. But if not, because we've been having a lot of technical issues, so if for some technical issue the guest could not join, hopefully next Tuesday, guests will be able to join. So again, this show is every Tuesday, 9 p.m. Nigerian time, or 3 p.m. Central US time, or 4 p.m. Eastern US time. It covers the Nigerian Constitution, so that people or Nigerians can understand their rights and be able to express them freely, boldly, and without fear or favor. And as I mentioned yesterday, last Tuesday, we started a series covering the 14 fundamental rights of Nigerians, and we are in the second one, which is right to dignity. Brings us to the question. I would like to ask as a form of question so that we can interact, we can discuss about it. And if you're listening to this show, you want to join the conversation, just comment in the comment section, and then join in the conversation, ask questions if you have any, and so that we can learn more in the process, we can learn more in this interactive session, learn about the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So, does Nigerians have right to dignity of human person? First of all, what's even human dignity? What is human dignity? Because some people would know Nigerian population have literacy problems, so may not understand, okay, what does it even mean? Not just literacy problem, they will have difficulty understanding what is contained in the Constitution, hence the purpose of this program, powered by the Global Coalition for Security and Democracy in Nigeria. So that's why we'll try to break things down a little bit so that people can understand it better, and so that we can take the message back home, take the message to the community, and educate the community in a simpler terms that they can understand, so that everyone will be aware of their fundamental rights. So with that being said, what is human dignity? It is at its most basic. The concept of human dignity is belief that all people hold a special value that is tied solely to their humanity. Solely to their humanity. It has nothing to do with class, race, gender, religion, abilities, or any other factors other than being human. So your dignity as a person has nothing to do with how much money you have. It has nothing to do with how much cars you own. It has nothing to do with what kind of house you own or what kind of place you live. No, it has nothing to do with all that. It's only has to do with you being a human being. As long as you are a human being, you have dignity. You have human dignity. It's that simple. As long as you are a human being, you have dignity. So that being said, so does Nigerians have right to this dignity of human person? Does Nigerians have right to this human dignity? That is the question we are tackling today. Section 34, found in Chapter 4 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended, states that all Nigerians are entitled to dignity of human persons. So you see, all Nigerians are entitled to dignity of human persons. So we're going to explore this a little bit further as we come back. I will take a little break and we'll come back and talk about it a little bit more. So
this is a community called Lara community in Moro local government area of Kwara State, Nigeria. This is their source of water supply. They drink from the pond like drinking from the gutter. They drink from the same pond with goats, with cattle, and with dogs. They take the water home to take their bath, to cook, and to drink. Sometimes they put alum before they could drink. Is this permissible in the 21st century? These people need our help. Please, the Global Coalition for Security and Democracy in Nigeria is calling on you to join us to drill a water borehole for these people. Let us do this. It is possible. This must not be allowed to continue. No. No. No.
welcome back, welcome back. As you watched that brief video during my break, it's about the project that Global Coalition for Security and Democracy is handling in Arodu community in Moro local government of Kwara State. This community, as you heard in the video, have been drinking very unsanitary water and sharing water with domestic and wild animals and dirty pond. So that have moved the Global Coalition for Security and Democracy in Nigeria to do something about it, to help provide this community with portable drinking water. And your support will highly be encouraged. If you feel like supporting, if you're led to support, you can support with the information on the screen. The account details are found on the screen. Send to one of the coordinators handling the project, Rita Ajejevi, and UBA Bank, account number 2032011246. And just make sure you add the message water 2022 as you send your donation so that I can help this community with potable water. The project is about to kick start actually with the amount of donation we've received so far. So make sure you donate so that to see the success or completion of that project in Arodo community, Moro local government of Kwara State. The guest I'm supposed to have today is having technical issue to join the program, so basically it's probably going to be just me as we continue the program. At the beginning, at the early part of the program, we talked about what is human dignity, and I defined that that human dignity is fundamental to every human being. That's what we're talking about. Fundamental rights of Nigeria is fundamental to every human being. You don't need need to be anything special. You don't have to own anything. You don't have to be rich to have dignity. So dignity at its most basic concept, uh, deals with the belief that all people hold special value that is tied solely to their humanity. It has nothing to do with their class, race, gender, religion, ability, or other factor other than being human. So that means, with that being said, the Nigerian Constitution Section 34 also guarantees that every Nigerian have right to dignity of human persons. So with that being said, let's answer a few questions. Just a few basic questions that to help us think more about this, to reflect it to ourselves and to our society in Nigeria. So how can we ensure dignity for all human beings? How can we ensure it? So we ensure that all human beings are accorded their dignity by promoting this right, by knowing that all human beings have this right to human dignity. If you know this, if you promote it, if you respect it, that is the beginning of ensuring that all persons, that all Nigerians have right to this human dignity. You don't look down on someone in the street because you say you have more money than them, then they have no dignity. So the concept of human dignity is not what it used to be period in the 20th century, like in the 1940s. In the 1940s, the dignity is seen more in the light of having money, having rich, or being a royal or from the royal family. Then you say you are dignified, but that is not the the kind of dignity that the Nigerian Constitution is talking about, and not just the Nigerian Constitution, even the United Nations Declaration of Human Rights also talk about this human dignity or right to human dignity. And in all these places, whether in the United Nations Declaration or in our Constitution found in Section 34, it has nothing to do with your class. It has nothing to do with how much money you have. So bear that in mind. Whenever you see someone, respect them and accord them some dignity. Know that they are human beings and they matter. Because you're a human being, you matter. Okay? So that is that. That is how we ensure that we ensure dignity for all human beings by acknowledging that we all have this human dignity. Right from birth, you don't have to do anything special to have it. Okay. And in Nigerian society, you realize that it seems that this human dignity of persons is not accordant, it's not accorded to Nigerians by the political class or the political elite, or what we just call the elites in Nigeria, because they think they have all the money, they have all the power, so that means they are dignified more than every other Nigerian. So that is what we face in Nigeria. You see, the political class or the leadership class of Nigeria do not care about the common Nigerian. They don't care about they probably see us as less humans, or they see the average Nigerians as less humans, hence lacks no dignity. So that brings me to the next question. So how can we protect people from their political leaders? How can we protect Nigerians? How can we protect our fellow Nigerians from their political leaders, from their leaders? How can we protect Nigerians from their leaders? That is a very important question that we need to answer. So please, please, please remember that there is a comment section. You can always go to our comment and comment, ask questions, join in the conversation. I'll be asking questions. You can also ask questions. Ask me a question through the comment section, and I'll try and I'll answer. Not that I will try to answer. I will actually answer your question. I will attend to your question if you ask them using the comment section. Okay. Let's see. So use the comment section to your own advantage and be part of the show, please. Use the comment section as part and be part of the show. So how can we ensure that will protect our fellow Nigerians from the political class, because it seems in Nigeria it is a political class that abuse the dignity of human persons in Nigeria. They don't see the average Nigerian as worth much. They don't see the average Nigerian as anything important or as a full human being. They see us as rags to be used and tossed away. They see the average Nigerians as rags to be used and tossed away. So how then can we protect Nigerians from such? How then can we protect Nigerians from this political class who are solely intended to use their fellow citizens as rag and toss away, and not caring about their human dignity, or not even acknowledging that Nigerians have certain human dignity? How do we ensure we protect Nigerians? We ensure we protect Nigeria by, one, what we're doing right now, what I'm doing right now, sharing this knowledge, creating awareness to Nigerians that they are entitled to human dignity. That's one. Every Nigerian need to know that he or she is entitled to human dignity. What did I say? Every Nigerian need to know that he or she is entitled to human dignity. And then one, we want to know what kind of leaders do we have in place. If our leaders do not value us, if our leaders do not care about us, if our leaders do not acknowledge that we are entitled to this human dignity as established in Chapter 4 of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, then that means we need to change those leaders. That means we need to elect better leaders in government or to lead us. So one, we have to acknowledge that we are entitled to this right, to this human dignity, guaranteed in Chapter 34. Then two, we need to check our leaders. Are our leaders the type that trample upon our rights and do not care or do not respect or do not even acknowledge we have this right? Then we need to change them. And even our constitution gives us the right to change them. So that is why we are creating this awareness to know, to make you know that you have this right, and then to make you know that you also have the power to influence those or to put in place those who will lead us properly, acknowledge that is right, and respect them and treat us with full human dignity. Okay? We'll continue to question, or we'll take another break.
See the bridge. We collapse here. Bike they follow here pass. The motor they follow this other side pass. Then see the hill. See the hill up. This one to the hill up, no get problem at all. Nothing can just come down.
Welcome back, welcome back. The video you just watched is about a community called Obofia Ward, Uhehi Village, Agulechku town of Agwata local government, Anambra State. The bridge connecting that community fell since September last year and the government have ignored fixing that bridge, even after the community sent in proposal twice to the last Anambra State administration, and it was rejected twice for no real reason of why it was rejected, or no interest in helping this community. So the community is about to send another proposal to the new administration of Professor Charles Chukwuma Soludo of Anambra State, and hopefully this new administration will pay attention to it. But in that interim, I said I will send in this video every Tuesday that I'm here speaking to you, so that we will keep creating awareness, and you can share this video to people in the Anambra State government, and hopefully to reach the people that matters, that will make sure that this community is met at the point of their need, and build them a more deserving bridge, because that is what government is about, to provide for the people and ensure that their life is worth living, or they have a meaningful life. And okay, so back to our conversation. Our conversation is bordering on fundamental rights of Nigerians, found in Chapter 4 of the 1999 Constitution as amended, and Section 34 to be specific, the right to dignity of human persons. And we're asking, does Nigerians have right to dignity of human person? We say yes, Nigerians do have this right, dignity of human person. But unfortunately, it's not always acknowledged. It's not always recognized by those that ought to recognize it. Or it's not always recognized by fellow Nigerian citizens. It's not always recognized by the people in authority. It's not always recognized by law enforcement officers. So hence, we're having this conversation today, so that you yourself will begin to acknowledge that you have this right, and you can take this message to maybe the illiterate population and educate them. So even the word of God says faith comes from hearing, hearing the word of God. So for you to know things, you have to hear about them. When you hear about them, then you know about them. Then that increase your knowledge and understanding about such things. So you will have to keep sending this message. That's why we'll meet here every Tuesday, 9 p.m. Nigerian time, to talk about the Nigerian Constitution and your rights as a Nigerian citizen, or as a resident of Nigeria, or just as a Nigerian in diaspora. Okay? So back to the questions. Before I go to the question, I want to read the Constitution again, chapter 34. It says, every individual, every Nigerian is entitled to respect of dignity of human persons, and this includes that no person shall be subject to torture or inhumane or degrading treatment. No person shall be held in slavery or servitude. No person shall be required to perform force of compulsory labor for the purpose not guaranteed by the law. Any labor required in consequence, so an exception, okay. Force or compulsory labor does not include A, any labor required in consequence of sentence or order of a court. Any labor required in which is reasonably necessary in event of any emergency or calamity threatening the life or well-being of the community. Any labor or service that form the part of normal communal or other civic obligations of the well-being of the community, or such compulsory national service is in the armed forces of the Federation, as may be prescribed by the National Assembly. Such compulsory national service, which forms part of education and training of citizens of Nigeria, as may be prescribed by the Act of the National Assembly. Okay. All right. So this is the exception. So you see, as a Nigerian, you are guaranteed human dignity. Dignity means you cannot be enslaved. You cannot be enslaved. And speaking about enslavement, some Nigerians have this feeling that they are enslaved in their own country, and you will not blame them. That feeling is legitimate, because how can you live in a country and then you're paid your minimum wage as prescribed by law is 30,000 naira per month. But the government is not paying you that amount that have been prescribed by law. Is that not slavery? Is that not slavery? Instead of paying 30,000 a month, some government pay even 7,000, 18,000, 10,000. They pay whatever they want. And guess what? Even though they cut the monthly the payment of citizens, and yet they will refuse to pay them, and they will owe citizens for 5 months, 6 months, some even more than a year. Is that not slavery in our fatherland? That is slavery. That is slavery. I think my guest finally came on towards the end of the show. Hello, Peter.
Hello.
I think you came online towards the end. We only have about four minutes and
I am so
I know it's
so
technical issue.
sorry. I had problems with logging in.
It's
I had
okay.
problems with my email, my password. I forgot. I'm really sorry.
It's okay. Well, just say a quick greetings to the viewers.
Good evening, fellow Nigerians. I am Rita English and your fellow Nigerian based in Lagos, Nigeria. Thank you for having me, Mr. Edmond.
Thank you, Ms. Rita, for being part of the show. Sorry for the technical problems, and even though we're trying to make the best of the last 4 minutes. Okay, I'll ask you at least one question so that you'll be truly part of the conversation. But before then, I'll read the comments. Okay.
Okay.
All right. One comment by Edith ID. We are on our own. No, the irresponsible leaders do not value us. That is true. That's what we're talking about. My second question was, how do we protect the Nigerians from the leaders? Because it's the leaders that trample upon our rights. The next comment. The next comment also from Miss Edith. So warm greetings from Area Mama. Area Mama will greet you. Thank you for being part of the show. Thank you. I appreciate your comments. So that are the two comments we have so far. I would like more comment even before we end the show. Question, contribution as the show goes on. Okay. So one question to you, Ms. Rita. We read about the Constitution, Section 34, which is the focus of this conversation, which is that guarantees Nigerians right, dignity of human person. And in that section of the Constitution, a subsection of it, says that no Nigerian shall be forced into slavery. So what would you say about that? Do you think that Nigerians are currently enslaved in their own country, and what make you think the way you think, please?
Um, right now, I think we Nigerians we are enslaved in our country right now because under this very regime, because it's not really acting like administration. So I'm gonna join Punch to call it a regime. You don't have freedom to protest, and that protest is our right. Being a country that is under democracy. But right now, you can see if you dare to protest, you are arrested, some are even killed. A good example is the NSAS that just ended, and people are still talking about it. As we know, some persons are still in detention. And then, of course, the massacre at Lekki Tollgate. Things like that only happen to slaves. Things like that don't happen to citizens. So, for these few reasons, yes, we are under slavery right now, and that's against the constitution of Nigeria.
Yes, thank you
Thank
very much,
you.
Ms. Rita. Thank you. All right, I'll just a follow-up question on that, because the same section 34, subsection 1A, also stated that no person shall be subject to torture or inhumane or degrading treatment. So, do you think that the Nigerian society respect this subsection of this constitution? It says no person shall be
No.
subject to torture or inhumane treatment.
Obviously, very, very obviously, that only happens on the paper, which is the Constitution. But basically, you and I know a lot of Nigerians are going through torture every now and then. A lot of Nigerians today, they are in prison for doing absolutely nothing. You understand? Now
Mm.
take the case study of Omoyele Shure, who was about to exercise his rights according to the Nigerian constitution that gives the right to protest and everything. The man was incarcerated. He was confined to Abuja for 3 whole years. And just recently, he got a court verdict that permits him to move around the country. You can imagine the kind of treatment he went through for those years before finally, right now, he's been able to move around the country. And of course, so many other Nigerians. Okay, so we hear stories, we have friends, we've seen some. So it's just too obvious. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. So you guys have had our guest, Ms. Rita, say that the Constitution, as we just read it, is only good on papers. It is not what is actual seen in the reality. In reality, Nigerians are tortured unnecessarily. Their rights are being violated unnecessarily, regardless of what the Constitution says. But I want you, my viewers, to know that yes, this is happening rampantly in Nigeria. The Nigerian government do not respect the constitution that they swore into government with, because every government official gets sworn into government or gets sworn into the position based on the constitution. So they also whenever they're being sworn into office, you also swear to uphold the constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So and they are not doing that. And why are they not doing that? They are not doing that because you and I are not speaking up enough. We are not speaking up enough. That is why we have this show every Tuesday, 9 p.m. Nigerian time, to educate you, to awaken you. Just not just educate you, to also create awareness, and not just creating awareness, to also awaken you to wake up and then fight for your right. Fight for your right. This is your right. This is we're in a series of for the next 3 months. We are in a series of covering the fundamental rights of Nigerians, covered in Chapter 4, Section 33 through 46 of the Federal Republic of Nigerian Constitution 1999 as amended. These are your rights. We are covering your right. I want you to wake up, arise, rise up, and fight for your rights. That is the purpose of the show. That is the purpose of this series. Nigerian Constitution, know your right. So wake up to your right and start fighting for your rights. And there are resources out there to fight for your right. As my guest mentioned, that Omoyele, he fought for his right. His right was trampled upon. They're trying to gag him. They're trying to restrict his movement in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. But he kept fighting for it. He kept fighting. He did not relent. And guess what? Now the court has freed him. He can now move all over Nigeria, and he will keep fighting so that he can also live anywhere, go anywhere he wants to go at any time, any country, and come back to Nigeria, his fatherland, because he was fighting. That is why we Nigerians, I'm calling upon my fellow Nigerians, you need to get up and keep fighting for it. Don't give up. You have to fight for your right to logical conclusion. If you don't have the resources to fight for your right, there are NGOs, there are organizations out there that will help you fight for your right to a logical conclusion. So don't give up. You can reach out to our organization, Global Coalition for Security and Democracy in Nigeria. You can reach out to other human rights NGOs in Nigeria. There are a lot of them out there. So use their service and keep fighting for your right, because the more we start fighting for our right, the more we fight for our right vehemently, then these leaders will start respecting the constitution in which they are sworn into office, and they'll start upholding our rights as citizens. Okay? Uh, I will read one more comment, and then I'll give my guest the floor to give a closing remark as we end the show, because we are literally out of time. All right, this is by Edith again. Our constitution is only good for the books. Nigerians are suffering. No laws, though. Yes, this is what we keep saying. No laws, no laws, because we kept quiet. Because we kept quiet. So stop being quiet. It is time to always speak up and fight for the right. Thank you very much for those comments, Edith. And hopefully you keep coming back every Tuesday 9 p.m. And I will give my guest the floor. Please, Miss Rita, give us a closing remark. Talk to our fellow Nigerians. Give from your heart about the topic of the day.
Okay, fellow Nigerians, you've heard it all. It is in the Constitution that you should not be tortured as a citizen of the country. It is also in the Constitution that you should be treated like a human. And again, if you are going through anything, no matter how little it is, because we Nigerians, a lot of us were like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Things are getting sports. No matter how little it is, there are organizations that can fight for your right. Maybe you bought something. Let's take, for instance, you bought something, you paid for an original thing, and you were given fake. You have the Consumer Protection Commission that can fight for your right. All you just need to do is take your receipt, go to their office, explain to them, and they will help you to get what you paid for. And talking, and then again, your electricity bill, which we are suffering big time in Nigeria. Some of us are suffering when it comes to the area of electricity. You don't get the light, you get to get crazy bill, but because you don't know how to go about fighting for your rights, you are just there being subdued, made to pay for money you know nothing about. You have the NAC. NAC is Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission. You can talk to these people and they will help you to call either your Ikeda Electrics, your Electrics, or your Ibadan, whatever Kanu. In as much as the discos are in Nigeria, they will help you call them to order. All you need to do is get to them, go to their office, ask questions. If you're going through any human rights abuses, ask questions. You have barristers like Femi Falana San, who is majorly doing things for Nigerians pro bono. You can reach out to him, talk to somebody. Do not die in silence. As you can see, the Constitution got each and every one of us covered. But because we don't know our rights, we don't, and for those of us that know our rights, we are too shy to ask questions. Please don't be shy. Come out of your chair, ask questions, and you will get answers. Thank you very much for being part of this program. And thank you, Ms. Dr. Edmond, for having me. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for being part of the show. Thank you for honoring my invitation. And even though we have some technical issues for you joining, but you keep fighting because you're a warrior. And here you are, blessing us with your presence. And we thank you, we appreciate you, and keep coming back. I said this is not your last time coming as a guest. You will come again, right? You will come again. I
Thank
said yes.
you. I will. I sure
All
will.
right,
Thank you.
all right. All right.
Thank
So
you.
this is where we end the show for the day. As you heard from the guest, Ms. Rita, you had to fight for your right to the logical conclusion because you don't give up in the journey. You have assistants, you have organizations, you have lawyers that work pro bono to fight for your cases. Nigerians just have this thinking that, oh, I don't have time, I can't fight, I don't have money, I don't know where to start, and they just give up in the road and don't fight their case to logical conclusion. So we need to fight our cases to logical conclusion so that our rights can be respected, so that we can have a right to human dignity as guaranteed by Section 34 of our Constitution. I will see you again next Tuesday as we continue the series of fundamental rights of Nigerians. Hopefully, we'll have other guests that will help educate us, not just me. So you will have other people hear the opinion of other people, not just the opinion of Edmond. Thank you once again for being part of the show, and see you next Tuesday.